If you saw SNL's comedy skit on the Hagel hearing, then you know their humor at times wasn't far from the truth. The senator endured hours of tough questions by his colleagues on Iran, Israel, and Israel. Off the Hill, Islamophobe Steve Emerson has dug up copies of Hagel's speeches that he claims are missing from the record, including remarks given at AAI's own Khalil Gibran Awards Gala 6 years ago. Emerson quotes Senator Hagel as saying, "I am a supporter of Israel. Why can't I have a relationship with Israel not at the expense of my friends in the Arab world?" Wow, pretty provocative stuff. I'm outraged, aren't you? The Department of Homeland Security has been known to step outside its authority and on our civil liberties, as in invasive airport scanners, racial profiling, mass deportations, and millions wasted on fusion centers. So it's a darn good thing the agency has an Office of Civil Rights and Civil Liberties to keep it in check. This office has been looking at DHS's policy of warrantless search and seizure in border areas, and it has found that Fourth Amendment rights don't apply at borders. If you're thinking, oh well, it's only at borders, keep in mind that DHS defines the width of a border as 100 miles, which includes about 2/3 of Americans. The New York Times reports that late last year, Hillary Clinton and David Petraeus were working on a plan for the U.S. to become more directly involved in the Syrian uprising. But in what reads like a soap opera, Secretary Clinton injured her head in a fall, and General Petraeus's affair was exposed, and the plan got sidetracked. Now, both Leon Panetta and Martin Dempsey say they support the idea of arming Syrian rebels. President Obama, however, is not convinced, and that's making our favorite hawk, Senator John McCain, very upset. The drone program is finally getting a closer look in Washington. It was a major topic of conversation at John Brennan's confirmation hearings. Senator John McCain thinks the military, not the CIA, should be supervising the drone program. Former Defense Secretary Robert Gates believes it should have judicial and congressional oversight. Senator Rand Paul has criticized the program, saying it's very unseemly that a politician gets to decide the death of an American citizen. Unfortunately, the Obama administration has been silent on making the drone program more accountable. John Brennan may have been hammered on drones, but he wasn't asked a single question about his agency's collusion with the NYPD in their surveillance program against Arab Americans and American Muslims. You remember the story: New York police officers staking out hookah bars and shawarma shops looking for terrorists. Brennan served in top leadership roles at the CIA during that time, so it's disappointing that not even the senators from New York raised the issue in nearly 4 hours of testimony. The New York Times has, however, in an editorial calling for the appointment of an independent monitor to oversee NYPD surveillance. For some members of Congress, intelligence is not a prerequisite to serve on an intelligence committee. Cases in point: Michelle Bachmann of Minnesota and Paul Brown of Georgia, both serving in Congress and on intel committees. Brown's strategy for keeping America safe: profile people in Arabian dress at airports. And we all know Michelle Bachmann's national security strategy is to root out Muslim infiltrators. In spite of being criticized for her radical views by members of her own party, Bachmann managed to keep her seat on the House Intelligence Committee.
Very scary.